thing right here, if you tip it on its side, looks like a cube, doesn't it? Questions? What the power switch does to your electronic device, puts it in the functioning position, that's what questions do to your brain. Got it? That's what questions do to your brain. So why did I start with questions? Who's got a theory? Why did I start with questions? Sir? To make your brain active. Right? Because people come in, this is the first day, I'm just going to sit here. And he's going to talk about the syllabus and boards, right? And you're going to sit here and go, I'm not doing anything. No, I'm going to ask you questions right out of the gate. Why? Because that switches your brain into the on position. Does that make sense? So, those of you who are taking notes and acting like college students, that'd be the first thing I'd write down. You want to switch your brain into the on position? Ask questions. How many of you guys been around a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old? What do they do all the time? Right? They are like question-generating machines. What kind of questions do they ask? Like what? Give me an example of a question that they would use.
Why is the sky blue?
Why is the sky blue? Why is the sky blue, actually? Sorry? No idea. Anybody have any theory on this one? Why is the sky blue? Savannah?
That's the light spectrum.
The light spectrum?
Yeah, it's like, it's a color that reflects into your eyes because of white light.
Okay, and I'm getting it, sort of. Anybody need further explanation? Why the sky is actually blue? Savannah, can you help us out? Is there any more there? Why is that the color? Why isn't it green? Because green also hits the spectrum, doesn't it?
Yeah, I honestly thought, it's something to do with the rainbow and the white light.
Something to do with the rainbow and white light. You got?
What I said was the reflection of the ocean.
It's a reflection from the ocean, so there's some sort of a reflection going on there, okay? And there's something above the earth, and there's something at the surface of the earth, and there's light reflecting through it, kind of like, haven't you seen light reflected through a tube? If there's a color on one end, then the light inside the tube is that color, right? Okay, I like that, it's a good theory. I don't know that that's accurate, but I like the theory. Okay, what other kind of questions do they ask?
Like, why can't we eat grass?
Why can't we eat grass? We can actually eat grass, you know that? It's not very good for us. It doesn't have a lot of nutrition, but we can eat it. What's that?
It's not healthy.
It's not healthy. Have you tried it?
No.
Okay. Well, there have been people who have. When they don't have anything else to eat, they have eaten grass. It's not very good for them.
Yeah.
But we do eat grains, lots of grains. Did you know that?
No, we don't.
Grass. Did you know that? What do we eat that comes from grass? Sorry? Vegetable does not come from grass. Vegetables are vegetables, right? What do we eat that comes from grass? Like lettuce. No. Lettuce is a leaf, but it's not grass.
Cows.
Cows? Indirectly, we eat cows that eat grass. But what do we eat that actually comes from the grass that we eat?
Onions.
Onions. Onions grow under the ground as tubers, so they are not grass. What do we eat that comes from grass?
Grains.
Sorry?
Grains.
Yes, grain. Give me an example.
Wheat.
Wheat. Wheat is a grass. What else do we eat that comes from grass?
Rice.
Sorry? Rice? Rice is a grass. What else do we eat that comes from grass? What do we eat that comes from grass? How about this one? Corn? Corn is a grass. Did you know that? Corn, wheat, barley, rice, all that stuff is grass. So technically, you can tell your little person, we do eat grass. We just only eat certain parts of it. How about that? We just eat the seeds. But without grains, where would human culture be, right? Think about that. Most people, most of the time, either eat something that is a grain or comes from a grain. And that all that grain is grass. What you guys have learned in the past, I would say 12 years roughly, is how not to ask those kind of questions. Because the answers aren't really important. Because they're not on the FCAT, right? That's not what you need to know for the FCAT. Am I right? It's not going to be on the test, so why do I need to know it? Here's the thing. You come into school with questions, and you very quickly learn school is about what? Sorry?
Education.
No. Yes. Thank you. And more specifically, what kind of answers? Okay, but we have two main types of answers. What are they? Correct. Correct answers and incorrect answers. And what is school most specifically about? What are you in school to get? Correct answers, right? So you have learned that your life in education is about finding correct answers. Now, isn't this a curious thing? That you come into school with questions, and the person who's supposed to know a bunch of stuff starts asking you questions. And you're supposed to come up with correct answers. Doesn't that seem curious to you? Shouldn't you come in with the questions and they come up with the answers? Right? Isn't that how it's supposed to work? But it doesn't. And that, sir, is why I would say it's not about education. It's about worshiping at what I call the cult, the temple of the cult of the right answer. See, school for a lot of you guys works like this, has worked like this, I should say. That your classes are like a big Easter egg hunt, right? And you got to go around with your basket and fill it with as many pretty colored correct answers as you can and set them on the desk for the teacher, right? And it doesn't matter how you got those pretty colored Easter eggs, but you're supposed to have as many as you can and set them on the desk, right? It doesn't matter if you stole those Easter eggs. Anybody ever stolen an Easter egg? And I'm not talking about Easter eggs, I'm talking about answers. Anybody cheated before? Anybody ever seen anybody cheat before? Okay, here's the thing. Cheating is smart business. It is. It's totally the right thing to do if the purpose is to get right answers, isn't it? But if the purpose, as you said, is education, it's stupid. If you actually want to learn stuff, cheating is counterproductive. But we have a system that doesn't value education. We have a system that values correct answers that go masquerading as education. What you're going to do in this class is learn to get correct answers without cheating. You're going to learn the behaviors that you need to actually learn stuff that you had inside of you when you were 3. Because you guys all came onto this planet with fully functioning brains that knew how to ask all kinds of really interesting questions. And for the past 12 years, somebody beat the crap out of you. And what I'm here to tell you is the beatings are over for this class. I will not beat you. What I'm going to have you do is say, let's get your brain working the way your brain actually works. Okay? The whole right answer, wrong answer thing, it doesn't have a lot of value in this class. So if you want that kind of class, I'm sure there's another section of this course that you could sign up for where somebody is still worshiping in the temple of the cult of the right answer, if you want that.